Saturday, October the 7th, Woodbine. Let's take a look at the early pick five and a little look at the feature race there. It's going to come later on the card. Remember, I'm looking at the daily racing form past performances. You can actually get these for free when you sign up for DRF Bets and use the promo code WINNING. They'll give you free past performances right off the bat, and then every time you bet $50, you get credit for another. So if you're playing the races and you're wagering with DRF Bets, it won't cost you money for those past performances. Let's dive to race number 2 in this early pick 5 sequence. I like the 5 big investment a little bit in here. That was a good effort from big investment last time out at the level. Flashing speed, faded, finished third that day. 2 starts back, is in a little bit tough. If you look, this is the spot for him. I think this is a really good spot. He was at the $7,000 level back in July and was very competitive that day. He has speed and he's going to be in the mix throughout. Alicia's Kid will also be forwardly placed in here. Now, there is possibilities that these two may hook up early on. If that's the case, I think the horse who sits right behind him is Rockstar Row. So I couldn't really get you anything outside the box in this first one. Pretty logical with the players in here for me. 5, 6, and 8. As we move along to the second race in the sequence, which is race 3, second leg of the sequence. I thought the 2 money beats was the one to catch in here, getting back to the synthetic. I actually like the 6 most financial advice. Coming in from Belmont was a pretty good effort, just moved to the lead a little early. That was the first start in a few months. Now, second start off the bench. That race has come back live. We saw the runner-up that day, Cry Freedom, come back to win next time out just over the weekend last week. 6, 2, and 5 for me in race number 3. Moving along to the 4th race here. I thought there was a price that was intriguing, and that's the 2 Tappin' a Rhythm. The last effort going 7 on the turf, just put a line right through that. And, you're left with a couple races that are not bad. The debut was against better on the synthetic. The June 16th turf race was very good when battling throughout in a big field. And the July 16th race on the synthetic was a little bit better than it looks from the rail that day. I think this horse makes some sense. I hope Tappin' a Rhythm gets sent hard in here. And I think this one could be in the mix throughout. Tapping a Rhythm, 20-1 on the morning line. We'll be using along with the 10. Hits different. Oh, yeah. It hits different. This one was inside, just behind the leaders, and really got into a nice stride late. The 6 horse can't back off. Feels like the one that they'll all have to beat. And Haslemere is another major player who was forwardly placed and could build off of that debut effort. 210, 6, 7 for me in race number 4. As we move along to race number 5 at Woodbine, the 1 horse, we're going to go to the 5th race. The 1 horse Princess Jade will try the turf for the first time. Now, she's actually a half to a horse named Bohemian Bourbon, who is graded stakes placed on the turf. So there is some turf in this pedigree. This was a multiple winner on the turf. I'm going to throw the 1 in for sure because of that. I like the fact that she's got that race under her belt. She faced Stakes Company in the debut, and they've worked her on the grass a little bit. You can see she's had some recent training in the mornings on the turf. The 2 Dazzling Move, building off of that debut effort where she showed speed, I think she's a major player. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have English Jubilee right next door, who's bred up and down for the grass. And this is a horse who just got off slowly and came flying. So complete opposite of what happened with Dazzling Move, who was more forwardly placed. Then you have the 4 Inundation, who's another who can build off of that good debut effort. I think that's how you play this race. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 to use in that pick 5 sequence. Let's finish it up in race number 6. They'll go 1 mile and a 16th on the synthetic. Vucella tried the boys in the career debut. She was a runner-up, and she was a really good second last time out when facing Hockey. I think she's the one they'll all have to hold off. Couple others to include My Girl Della, another one who had a nice debut, was not far behind Vucella and can absolutely build off that. And Lunch with Bernie, who stretched out last time. He's got more speed than she was able to show. She was off the pace a little bit. She was a little wide. I wouldn't be shocked if they get more aggressive with her and let her loose in this spot. Lunch with Bernie. The 7 simply in front, dropping out of that grade 1 effort where she was a good second that day. And she lost to a horse named Stormcast in her debut, who's also a very nice runner. So there's a look at the field for race number 6. That's the closeout leg of the pick 5. 1, 4, 7, and 5 for me. Later on the card is the Grade 3 Durham Cup. We will see Algiers, the very talented and classy Algiers, come in and try the synthetic surface once again. This is a horse who did race on a synthetic surface overseas and was second, beaten just a nose, going 1.25 miles, as you could see a few starts back. I think if you're trying to beat Algiers, the horse that makes the most sense is just the local horse who knows this synthetic track well, who's really honest and who's really versatile, and that's Treason. Treason opened up and kind of moved to the lead a little early last time out and got ran down by War Bomber, but he's not a need-the-lead type horse at all. He can sit off fine, and I think Treason will get a good trip in here, and I feel like if you're trying to beat Algiers, he makes a lot of sense. A quick look at Saturday at Woodbine. We'll be back with some Sunday Woodbine action. It is a big day on Sunday at Woodbine with some graded stakes action. So make sure to tune back in on Sunday for more Woodbine analysis. And anytime you're getting your past performances, better be at drf.com.